Consider supporting Dan the Fireman on Patreon for just $1 a month. More information and link below.
What is up, everybody? Dan the Fireman here. I just had to stop at Safeway to get something, and I want to talk to you about common reasons why motorcyclists experience road rage. It is kind of busy out right now, so I'm gonna go for a ride and experience it. But one of the tips and one of the things that I brought up, or that I'm going to bring up during this, is that one of the reasons why we experience road rage is parking spaces. And a lot of it is, sometimes I see people post it all the time actually, that there's motorcycle parking in a lot of sections in parking spots, and then you see a car parking there. And I see a car right here, this BMW, I don't know if you guys can see it. They're taking up 2 spots, but they're way out at the edge of the parking space. Now, one way to avoid parking space road rage is to park, just park far away. Who cares, okay? I am parked at the edge, as you can tell, at the edge of the parking lot, and I don't care about walking. It's not a big deal. Walking into the store to get what I need to get, and if it's going to avoid me parking super close and somebody being pissed off that I parked in a close spot that they could have parked in, I don't care, okay? I don't care. That's one way to avoid that one. Now I'm going to go ahead and get on the bike, and we're going to start riding around and do all this stuff. All right, we are back. Now, let's keep talking about common things that we see when it comes to road rage. I think one of the biggest things and easiest things when it comes to road rage is being cut off. Being cut off sucks. You know, somebody's either being a turd or they're just trying to merge into the lane that they thought at the last second instead of getting behind you. Being cut off really does suck, and especially with a motorcycle. We don't have a cage around us to protect us. If somebody cuts me off and I flip my front wheel, I'm done. I'm on the ground. I just crashed my baby. I don't want to lose this. I crashed my baby, and I lost all my gear basically, and I probably have injuries now. So being cut off is very severe for us as motorcyclists. Not as bad when it comes to being in a car. The people in the car don't like it just because, you know, I mean, we all drive too, I think. It sucks because, you know, you can damage your very expensive car, but no one's really thinking of, I could die because somebody cut me off. As a motorcyclist, we could die if somebody cuts us off in a very dangerous way. So us experiencing that really does suck. Now, to really get away from that is to just either not get angry about it or be extremely aware of what's going on. You know, if you notice somebody speeding up to your left side or right side or whatever it is, and you know that there's an exit coming up, kind of give them that, you know, that room. Move over to lane 1, 2, or 3, depending on which area that they're in. That is all a part about being able to search, evaluate, execute. And I'm going to keep bringing that up in a lot of my videos, but that's basically one of the best ways to get away from massive, dangerous situations like being cut off. Sorry, I got like a burp wanting to come up. Another one that a lot of people have, and it's cars and riders. A lot of these things are cars and riders, but one of them specifically for us is not being allowed to pass. We are on the fastest thing on the road, outside of supercars and just basically super fast cars. Motorcycles are some of the fast, if not the fastest things on the road, and somebody not wanting us to pass them, like purposely accelerating well above the speed limit so we can't pass them, is very annoying. Very annoying, and it's actually very dangerous when it comes to road rage. Now, a lot of these things that I'm going to be talking about in this list, they don't have to just happen once. They can just keep happening and happening and happening. Somebody can cut us off, so now we're going to want to pass them up, and they're not letting us pass up. You kind of get the picture on that, how it's just going to keep escalating. And there is a ton of traffic, and I wish you guys could see it, but I don't have a camera on my helmet for you guys to see it. Let's just go ahead and keep talking. So not being able to pass really does suck, but in the grand scheme of things, do you really need to pass that person? Are you being pissed off because you got cut off and now you want to pass them off and cut them off? Well, you're kind of perpetuating the situation there. So the best thing you can do is just kind of sit back, relax, wait for your exit, or just, you know, go the speed limit. And then if you have to, pass them if you can on a very safe way of doing it, and just kind of let it go. I mean, unless they're going like 10 miles an hour in a 45, yes, I can see how that would piss me off. You just kind of have to roll with it and just kind of sit there, relax, and just listen to music. You know, just kind of chill with your music if you have music, or just kind of sit back and just enjoy the weather, enjoy the view. I can't see it because there's no camera here. Enjoy the view, enjoy the breeze, enjoy the sound of your motorcycle. Just remember, you're on a motorcycle and they're stuck in a car, right? It's a lot better being on the motorcycle. Now, another one that happens a lot, and I don't do it, and this is gonna this is gonna go for riders and drivers again, is giving somebody the finger. Why would you I don't know, perpetuate the situation? Once again, all these things can add up, but giving somebody the finger, you're basically saying F you to them, and what do you think's gonna happen? What are you going to do when they decide to just hit you with their car and you're on a motorcycle? What do you think's gonna happen if you give them the finger? What do you think's gonna happen when they give you the finger? Is it gonna piss you off so much that a little middle finger is gonna make it to where you're gonna kick their car and cause accidents? We all saw that video. I think that was in California. That is not worth it. Somebody can get injured, somebody can get killed. Thousands and thousands, millions of dollars, especially if somebody dies, can be brought up in court. It's just not worth it. A little middle finger. I think a lot of the stuff I'm going to be talking about is just a matter of self-control. The next thing I want to talk about happens quite a bit to us motorcyclists is that somebody wants to share our lane. And a lot of it can be attributed to the fact that cars don't understand. They just see like this big gap. Like right now there's this massive gap to my right and somebody could try to share the lane and go around me. Ow, I hit a bug. But a lot of it is actually us as motorcyclists giving that room. So if you stay mainly in lane 2 while you're riding, I know it's not the best. There's a lot of oil, a lot of debris that happens in lane 2, but you can accidentally share a lane if like you're doing what I'm doing and staying in lane 1 in your lane. So there's a ton of room to my right. One sec, my nose itches. Oh, forgot pin lock on this side. So there's a lot of room on my right so that somebody behind me can share that, and I've had that happen a bunch of times, and to be quite honest, it doesn't piss me off. It can piss off a lot of other riders because in all honesty, you are supposed to be perceived as a full-size vehicle, and that is your space. That is what's supposed to happen. By law, that's what's supposed to happen in Arizona, and a lot of people expect that to happen to them as motorcyclists. But for me, at a stoplight, if somebody wants to share the lane, and it's almost to the point now where it's like I'm lane splitting or lane filtering, so like I'm in the middle and there's like a bunch of cars. Hopefully a cop doesn't see that and think I'm doing it, but that means that somebody behind me is not going to run up and hit me in my rear. It's not gonna hit my back. I'm not gonna get rear-ended. They're gonna hit that car. So for me, it's like it's an added protection, so it doesn't piss me off too much. So guys, think of it that way. When you're stopped at a light and somebody shares your lane with you, that just means they're gonna get hit by a car not paying attention and not you. So that's one way to think about it. Silver lining, right? But what I don't like, and what I really don't like, is when somebody does that to me while I'm riding. Like right now, if I'm in lane 1 and somebody decides to come up right next to me, that pisses me off, and I understand it pisses you off, but just gun it and just get out of there. Get out of there, because that's obviously a dangerous situation that they're creating for you. Search, evaluate, execute. Found it, evaluate it, get out. All right, so this one, stuck behind a slow driver. I talked about that when they wouldn't allow you to pass. So if they purposely are slow, or if they're just slow, because there's a lot of snowbirds, a lot of people coming from up north or visiting during the winter visitors, I think is the appropriate term. They're very slow. They're old, they're very slow. Or somebody on their phone and they're very slow. Somebody that's very slow can cause a lot of road rage, and for a rider, whatever, you know, for me, when somebody's going slow, I like to swerve back and forth in my lane, just kind of having fun, almost like you're warming up your tires, just enjoying the ride, listening to music or talking, because I do a lot of motovlogs on my thing. I just practice, start thinking, you know, it's like shower thoughts. So slow driver's not that big of a deal, and the way to really prevent that is to leave well before you need to be wherever you need to be. And that's a lot of the stuff that's going to be pertaining to these issues, is that if you leave well before that you need to be there, so you're there 10-15 minutes early and you anticipate maybe traffic, you're not going to be as stressed out, because a lot of the issues that are happening with road rage is people are pressured to get there. They're running late, all these issues. Maybe they're having a bad day and they're causing some problems that typically they're really nice people, and it's just the stress of traffic, the stress of being late, the stress of whatever it is. You know, somebody could be being late to the hospital, or they're rushing to get to the hospital because their buddy just got in a motorcycle accident. You know what I mean? They're having a bad day. So just always kind of remember that. Now, the next one I want to talk about, and And it's kind of dangerous. Actually, it's very dangerous for us motorcyclists, is being tailgated. That would piss me off. Somebody on my ass, and you and I both know, all of us know, that if somebody's on our ass as a motorcyclist, they are extremely close. Our rear tire is the furthest thing. So on a car, you got a bumper, you got a a trunk, you got whatever it is. I mean, if it's a big ass truck and it's like a long bed, you got a bunch of metal between that rear tire. Somebody tailgating us, I understand it would piss me off, it would piss you off, and it will cause some type of road rage. Don't get upset by it too much. We are the fastest vehicles on the road. Gun it, get out of there. Gun it and get out of there. When you're in a car, when you deal with tailgaters, it's more of a just stick to the speed limit. If they hit you, they hit you. They hit their bumper, blah, blah, blah. There it is. Done deal. Insurance takes care of it, all that stuff. If somebody hits your rear tire when we're going 45 miles an hour because they want to go 50 in a 45, or they want to go 50 in a 40 and you're going 45 already, and they hit you, you're probably going to fall. And since they're so close, you're going to get ran over. So I understand the severity. I understand how scary that could be. But just get out of there. If it's a 2-lane road, gun it, get out, move to the next lane. Even if you're in the right lane, which is the slower lane, and they're supposed to be passing you on the left lane and they're just being a dick, gun it a little bit, get in the left lane, and then let them go ahead and then get back into the right lane. Simple as that. But a lot of the situations that I've talked about can all happen at once. Somebody could be tailgating you, then they can go around you to cut you off, then they can slow down and be a slow driver, and then you want to pass them up and they won't let you pass. Then they flip off, or they flip you off with the finger, and then it just can escalate. And the more I look into this, and the reason why I did this video and I'm doing this video is because somebody was doing that to a 23-year-old female motorcyclist in Washington. They pulled off on the side of the road. He tried to assault her, he started hitting her, and she pulled out a gun and shot him and killed him. That's what happened in Washington recently since this video is made. I don't know when this is going to be published, but it still happened. Hopefully she just gets self-defense if that's what exactly happened. But a 60-year-old male died with his wife in the car because of road rage. It is not... It's ridiculous that kind of stuff happens. I'm glad she protected herself. I'm not saying there was wrongdoing on that part. What I'm saying is that road rage, come on, just ride, get out of there, and be safe. With that said, I'm gonna pull off on the side of the road so I can, or at least in a parking lot somewhere, and I can collect my thoughts, because I got a little worked up on that one. So I hope you guys are safe with that. And if you guys want to discuss a little bit more about things like this, join the Discord server. I have a link in the description. The Discord server is awesome. We all just get to chat in there. We all get to hang out, talk about future topics, talk about the video that just happened, so if you have questions. But yeah, definitely write comments in the actual YouTube comments, because that helps me out with engagement and all that stuff, the whole YouTube algorithm on all that. But with that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and have a clear head while you're riding, all right? All right, guys. I'll see you later.